Hi everybody. Alright, today I'm going to do a full face. Usually I just slap on some BB cream, some mascara, and some lip gloss and call it a day for work. But I do have a lot of Zoom calls today, and so I want to kind of look a little more pulled together since I am on calls most of the day, so I see many different people. My skin right now is been clean, but nothing else is on it. I do have 2 pimples. There's one here and one here, and usually around my period I will get 1 or 2. This time I got 2, and then in time they just fade away. I do have some marks, like acne scars that were left, that they are slowly fading away, which I love. And then I do have a burn here, and that's from me trying to use Neat to take out the hair instead of plucking it or waxing it. Not a good idea. This will eventually fade out, so I'm not too worried about it. I've done it to myself in the past before. So a couple of days of that, and then that will be done. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to moisturize the skin. My mom picked up for me this serum, and you can get it at Target, and I didn't know if I'd like it because I have so many different products that I love, but this is a retinol and collagen serum. It actually is white instead of a clear serum, and I absolutely love it. So this is one that I know that when I'm done, I'm going to repurchase, and I literally just lather it all on my face. And it's so hydrating, like I could feel it hydrating. If I wasn't wearing any makeup today, I'd literally probably apply it throughout the day as a moisturizer because it's so nice. After that, I am going to put on my regular moisturizer, which is the DHC 3-in-1 Collagen Moisturizer. It's thick and it's yellow, and I love it. It also has like vitamin C properties in it, and I think that's what's helping lighten all my marks from previous months. It doesn't sting your eyes or anything, so I go all the way around. I have a lot of dry areas here, here, around my nose, and around my mouth. Yeah. So when you're over 40 like me, I've noticed changes in my skin. Definitely around the eye area, more fine lines here, and more dryness than I would when I was younger. All right, so now that that is moisturized there, even though I'm not going outside in the sun today, I am sitting by a window, and the windows are open, and it is sunny Florida, so the sun will definitely shine through. So I'm going to put a little sunscreen on. The moisturizer doesn't have it, and neither does the serum. I've been using the Supergoop Unseen sunscreen. I really like it. It doesn't irritate my eyes. So I can put it right over it, and it doesn't leave a white cast. The only thing is you kind of have to be systematic when you're placing it, because since it's completely clear and kind of feels like a lotion, you might miss spots because you can't see where you put it. So I usually do like half of my face. And then the other half. And a little bit goes a long way. I probably had it for maybe 3 months already, and I still have a lot left. Then I'm going to spray my face with the Rosewater and Glycerin. This kind of moisturizes it again. Like I said, my skin is very dry, and it's gotten drier as I've gotten older. So I guess it kind of acts as a setting spray as well. Let that dry and set in. All right, I'm going to start today with taking care of my foundation and my skin. There's 2 foundations that I've been using that I absolutely love. The first one would be the Fenty Eavesdrop. This is kind of like my everyday one because it's kind of a lighter coverage. And then when I totally want to glam it up, I use my NARS, which is in the color Cadiz. And this is a long wearing foundation. A little bit goes a long way with this. I've had it for a while. It takes a lot more of this to give the same kind of coverage. Today I think I'm going to do my NARS, but do it very lightly. One thing with it as well is that the color looks slightly different when you're putting it on, but when it dries down and kind of oxidizes, even though it says it doesn't do that, it does match the color a lot better. So I'm just going to take some and kind of just put it on little spots where I'll need the coverage more than others. And I'll avoid the eye area because I put a concealer there. And that's it. And I'm just going to use a sponge for this one. I find that this one works better with my hands, and because this one's a little thicker, it kind of works better with a beauty blender. And you can see the difference already, so that one and inside too. Now I'm gonna use my concealer. I have two concealers that I really like. This one is a lighter concealer and it's the TRUEMATCH, and not one that I would use by itself since it's so light. And then I have the Fenty and the number 360. I find that if I mix these two together, then I get a really bright, really good concealer. So I'm gonna take it, but I'm not gonna put it directly on there. I'm gonna just put it on the back of my hand. That way I can mix the color that I want. And I'm going to take the lighter one and the same thing. I'm just going to put it right next to that on my hand. So I have the two shades right there on my hand. And then I'm just going to warm both colors up. It's like the formula of the Fenty with the color creaminess of the TRUEMATCH. Just really works really, really well. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is look and see where I would like to put it. This area right here, that tear duct line, that's a spot. Here, that's a spot. Right here has a shadow. That's a spot. Same thing here. I did clean up my brows, but I like to put it here, and I just use my finger because I literally gonna blend it all out. Also my smile lines here and here on that spot. I'll do that bridge of my nose. And my chin. And then wipe any excess on my jawline. And those two swipes is enough and it's all gone. And then I'm just going to use this to blend it out. And then I am going to set this with some powder. The powder that I'm going to use is the HD Elf Translucent. And then I'll use a setting spray to set the whole thing down. And I'll let that dry. All right, while that's drying, I'll move on to my brows. I love the Urban Decay. It has like a thin one to draw hairs, and then it has a filler little thin pencil. And I'm just cleaning up that line. My brows are actually done in powder brows, so that really makes it easy to make them look as good as they can and as fast as they can. And as I'm drawing, I'm basically combing it, basically with the hairs. And it doesn't take a lot. And this side grows shorter hairs than this side, so if I wanted to put like a hair, I could literally draw in some of the longer ones. But literally the best investment was to get them done. Alright, so now that I'm kind of even all the way through, I am going to do some contouring and then a bronzer. So for contour, I like the Truffle and the Fenty Beauty Matte Stick. It's like number 4. And there's just certain places that I put this. So the first one would be here. I got chunky cheeks here to hide my chin line, here to thin out my nose, and then I'll blend it all the way up to my brow. And I'm not looking for like a pencil thin nose, so a free draw is fine because I'm going to blend it all out anyway. One thing I love about it is it doesn't matter how dark you draw it, it blends out so nice that like if you need more, put more. If you put too much, keep blending. Right, now I'm going to take a bronzer and darken some of those areas. This bronzer is from NARS. Here's the color. It's like creamy though. I really like it. And I literally just go over the same lines that I used when I use the matchstick. And it just gives more of a goldeny tone. Now that same brush I'm going to use to put blush on, I literally just take it and I have like a makeup wipe or a towel that I'm using when I clean my makeup, and I just pat it off. And then I'm going to use that same brush to put my blush on. Now there's two blushes that I'm using right now. Both are from the Fenty collection. The first one is a peach face and then a rose latte. I think I'm going to go for more bright versus more sultry. So I'm going to go for the peach face today. Looks like that. I'm really going to just take the brush and go back and forth so that pigment's on the brush. Now it's really light, so it may take a couple of passes with it. I'll do this side first. But you'll start to see it if you don't already. It's just a really pretty color, especially when mixed with that brown. And I like that it has like a little luminous in it, so I don't need a highlight. And I also like to take the back of it after and just kind of even up my lids. And I could probably go a little darker on it, but I think this looks really pretty. Just like that. And the same thing. All right, so I do have hooded eyes. You can see it hanging over here and here. And so I'm just gonna brighten that up so that it doesn't look as hooded. So it kind of smooths it out. Because what will happen is I'll put a shadow on, and then if I blink, then it kind of removes it from that spot, and then it looks like a line on my eyeshadow, which doesn't look nice. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find a color that's pretty close to my skin tone with a little bit of peachiness in it because of the blush, and then put that all over my lid. I am using the Revolution's Patrick Star. And if I show you inside, you can see the colors that I absolutely love. And then some that I probably haven't even tried, like yellow. I don't know. I haven't found the need to wear yellow in winter yet. So. Right now I'm mixing the Biggest Fan with a little bit of the Try Me and a little bit of the No Days Off. And since it's such a light color, I'm gonna do little swirling patterns to get that pigment really on there. Alright, so now that I have that, I'm going to show you which areas I'm going to darken up and which ones I'm going to lighten up. So this brow bone here, I'm going to lighten up a little bit. I'm going to use the same colors, but the lighter one of them all, which is the No Days, and clean up this brow here. Right. Then on this corner here, I'm going to use probably a darker brown sugar mixed with maybe a cocoa, these two, and just kind of create a higher shadow. And I'm just basically taking the color from here and blending it across. That cocoa is really nice. And the same thing here, higher than my normal crease. And then back and forth, taking the product from here all the way over here. And since it started here, it's going to be darker here. And then I'm going to go with even darker color, which would be this Irresistible. And then just hit this little tiny V right here. And I'm going to take my finger and pull it up. Alright, I want my eyes to look even bigger, and so I'm going to use a Hyper Precision eyeliner in a color that I wouldn't normally use, which is kind of like a nude color, but I'm just going to put it on the end part. And just where my eye normally sits. And then I'm going to go back to my shadow palette and I'm going to put some highlight in these corners. So I'm going to go with the Diamond for Breakfast, sure. And I think I'm going to put a little shadow underneath as well. I just have a really small brush back into that brown sugar. And then I'm going to use the Diamonds Are Forever for some highlight there. And my brown one there. I already have a wood good there, and the blush really creates a nice one there. Alright, for my lips, I'm going to go with kind of a nude. I'm going to use the Colourpop Lip Pencil. This is a really nice one. I'm probably going to end up rebuying this one. The color is BFF3. It's like just the perfect chocolatey brown. And it smells smooth and creamy that if you really wanted to color your whole lips with it, you probably could. And I'm going to keep it kind of natural. And e.l.f. makes a really cute, perfect peach color. And the color kind of changes depending on what lip pencil you use as well. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is my eyelashes. I did get a new mascara that I want to try today, so let me go grab that one. Alright, this one is the Last Princess. I picked it up at Ulta. It's probably like $4.99. I usually go in that section that has all the inexpensive mascaras because I don't like to leave them too long before I replace them and try a new one. What I have found is that if you get the straighter wands, you do get longer lashes, and if you get the wider wands with like more volume, you get more volume, but they're not as long. They're like thick. So depending on what you need, I like the length, so I try to get ones that have the straighter applicator. And this is really thick, so I feel like it has fibers in it, and it's supposed to give you a false lash effect. I'm going to do one eye first so we can look at the difference. Alright, so this eye, let's see if we can compare. We have this eye and then this eye. Yeah, I see a difference. Now, I'm not going to put any on my lower lashes. I'm just going to keep everything going up. And plus, sometimes throughout the day, if my eyes tear, then we got like makeup everywhere. So, that's it. Alright, I'm going to keep it just like that. I think it came out good. I'm going to take my hair down.